Aries, Taurus, Cusp to your May mid-month reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Welcome back, everyone. Anyone new, welcome, welcome. Best message, please. Okay, guys. Let's see what's going on. I do feel like, before I even start this reading, when I was just shuffling right here, that you guys had some kind of communication come in, that maybe either you gave out the communication, you wanted to reach out to someone and communicate with someone that meant something to you, haven't talked to for a long time, or they have reached out to you, or, but there was some kind of conversation that needed to be made. I do have the Ace of Swords popping out, which is talking about that success in those new ideas, but it just feels like there was some kind of breakthrough when it comes to some kind of communication that was maybe a long awaited communication. If you guys have not had this yet, then it feels like it's on its way. Take it how it resonates, but it does feel like, this communication, I do feel like there's going to be more communication throughout the month, at least the mid-month part. Heavier conversations taking place. It might start slowing down towards the end of the month, but it does feel like there's going to be a lot of breakthrough. It could be a family member that maybe you haven't spoken to in a while. Somebody maybe you wanted to reach out to, or was hoping they would reach out to you. There could be even some kind of reconciliation or something going on, but it does bring you some peace of mind about what's going on about this situation. Okay, so I am going there. It could have been a lot of courage and a lot of strength for this person to reach out to you, or vice versa. Okay, but it does feel maybe it took a lot of courage for both of you to want to talk to each other, because it does feel like there is a lot going on over here in the mid-month when it comes to this kind of transformative energies of communication, right? And it might bring out a lot of thinking, right? Maybe there was a lot of thought that went into this before this conversation took place, but it is making a pivotal change, right? And the growth of where the love is and where the communication lies. So it is talking, yes, see, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune I'm actually putting in the middle of the deck here, the middle of the reading, because it does feel like this is what was inevitable. This love, this communication, this reach out is what needed to happen. Right, this is something that I think both of you are thinking about this whole time. Not just one person, but the other person as well. So I do feel like, like I said, if they have not reached out yet, it does feel like they're going to reach out. For some of you, it does feel like you may have already had this conversation at the very beginning of the mid-month. It could have been yesterday. It could have been the 11th. Maybe it was Mother's Day. Maybe you needed to reach out to mom. But there is a lot of love here that needed to be shown. A lot of love and compassion, and it does feel like, however it is, right, it was something that was meant to be with the Wheel of Fortune. It was turning in those that favor. It was bringing on these new feelings as well. Having this communication will bring out these new feelings. It will bring out this proposal of how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, right? What's going on within my life. Cleaning up some fucking boundaries, right? Cleaning up some boundaries, having that overall communication. It does feel like there is a lot of unbiased judgment going on as well. It's not this picking on, right? Maybe that's what was going on in the past, but now it's like we've got past all of this, right? And now but it is a very direct communication, but I do feel it's also direct, but it's also directed towards love. See the Ace of Cups here. So it's definitely directed towards the love, the forgiveness, the, we need to do something about this getting together, shedding old leaves, old things, not worried, like with the unbiased judgment, it's kind of like we're not going to, continue with that old conversation. We've passed that. The grudge is gone, right? Whatever doesn't resonate, throw away. Okay, it's not for you, it's meant for someone else, because I'm telling you right now, there was a very clear mind when it came to this situation, a very rested energy, okay, to be able to want to have this conversation. Here you are at the bottom of the deck. For what you don't see, is talking about traveling towards this person. There's messages, that news coming towards you, and it is a period of substantial growth and opportunity when it comes to you and this person. Okay. So it could be the changes in your love life. It could be the change within the family life, whatever that 10 of Cups is, whether that's family or that's a love relationship, however it is, it's getting past all of the crap that we were doing before. And this definitely is changing that love. Okay. It is changing the strengths, the dynamics of this relationship. We're just going to put it there. How about just the relationship, whether it's family, love, a sister, however, a best friend, doesn't matter. It's just showing that we're reaching out and we're putting things behind us. Emotionally balanced, showing the emotional balance over here. But there is a lot of empatheticness going on, right? Because I do feel like there was some kind of grudge that was being held. There was something that needed to be spoken. Maybe it was just something that was pushed under the rug that we've never spoken about. Now it's coming through, but it's coming through differently. We're not really talking about that. There could be a lot of regrets, a lot of sorries coming out of the situation, but we're not really focused on the past. This conversation is more focused on your well-being, health. How are you doing? Wanting to reconnect. Okay, getting past the negative thoughts. There could be some negative thoughts still roaming around in someone, right? Maybe the negative thoughts was just of that courage, of that fear, of, if I write them, whether it was you or them, if I write them, will they respond? How will they respond? You see what I'm saying? A lot of anxieties, a lot of fears of how this is going to go. But it definitely, not wanting to play victim mentality as well. Yeah. For some of you, it was mom, grandma, somebody of this nature. It doesn't have to be, though. But it definitely feeling like, you know what, I need to develop this, right? Maybe it's your child. Maybe I have to reach out and be a good mom, be a good dad, and really try my hardest to, have this come around, taking that action. But maybe there was even a time that somebody had tried to reach out, there was no action, and now you feel like you have the accomplishment, because the Empress is about accomplishment. So, or maybe it was I've been thinking about doing so and I finally did it. How about that? Right? So no matter what it was whatever is going on, there was a change that was required that, it was almost like both parties knew that this needed to happen. Okay. Both of you know this needed to happen because there was too much dissatisfaction on both sides. On both sides over here, not receiving the inner happiness and the joy that was needed. And it does look like whatever is coming through over here with this conversation, it does look like there is a lot of sharing what's going on, and a lot of back and forth, right, conversation. So it's a very balanced conversation that's coming in. And like I said, for those of you who already had this, like I said, time is fluid. This is the energy that's coming up now. Okay, so for some of you say, I haven't had this yet, and then some of you say, I'm in the middle of it, and then some say, we already did it. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of you did it, but I'm telling you, it's not over yet. It was just the beginning, right? It's still going to continue. So whatever is going on over here, somebody has had a personal transformation. The person who's reaching out, whether it's you or them, has had this big personal transformation, does not want to have this delay anymore, because now the courage is there to actually say, I would like to give the gift of love. I want to give the gift of my heart. I want to, have this reconciliation. Okay, so they're definitely following their heart, or you. Okay, when it comes to this situation, knowing that this needs to happen. Yeah, there was a lot of stubbornness when it came to this situation. Stubbornness also leads to not having the courage as well. So I just feel like there was stubbornness. Maybe you've seen them as stubborn. Maybe that's it. I didn't have the courage to do it because they're stubborn. Vice versa. Somebody was very stubborn. I think it's like, that's exactly it though. One didn't have the courage because one is too stubborn. And I wasn't sure if they were going to actually want to fix this. Okay, so, but the inner feelings are just coming out, and within this conversation, there's going to be a lot of inner feelings. There's going to be a lot, right? Because it's showing the growth, and where I also want to evolve this relationship. So strength and vitality is definitely here when it comes to this situation. There's going to have the desire to want to listen as you are definitely having this breakthrough, listening to the heart, listening to what needs to be said, having a new phase within this relationship. And there's that forgiveness, having the forgiveness, wanting the forgiveness, wanting to accept the forgiveness. Okay. So definitely, definitely a beautiful message. Let's see what's coming out in the near future, kind of the outcome here. Because we do see that this is all going the way it's supposed to be. It's finding the deeper levels of understanding, whether it's, and maybe even through intimacy, if this is a love situation, a love situation, right? My lover situation. Okay. Clarify on the overall situation, please, of what they don't see coming. Well, what we don't see coming is that the conversation is continuing, so we bring it down here to clarify on the Hermit. So you might feel like, you know what, there could be this place of I need messages, I need this, but you might also have that maybe it's gone a little quiet for just a second while everybody is kind of in Hermit mode trying to figure out what to do next. How is this going to go? What are we going to do? No matter what, communication is key here, and expressing your desires and wanting to listen is going to be the biggest key here. Having the 10 of Pentacles coming out, ooh, the Star. So it does feel like no matter what the situation is, everybody's forgiving each other, but it just looks like there's still a little bit of tension. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, we're to the phase to where we're forgiving and we're talking and we're doing this, but there's still a little bit of tension. It's still not 100% where I want it to be. Maybe it's just because like the communication is back and forth, but it's not back and forth the way I want it to be. Meaning that what you don't see coming in the near future is, yes, there's information, but yes, I'm still kind of in a hermit mode. I'm still kind of not 100% opening up everything. Got it? Or it goes a little quiet for a week and then all of a sudden they write back again, reach out again. Let's put it that way. Okay, because the Nine of Pentacles said it's going to be a very slow process. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is talking about that slow process of feeling still a little stuck within the situation. Even though everything's going the way it's supposed to be, it just feels like maybe there's not the reward that I'm 100% really looking for, or, I just feel like somebody is maybe not opening up 100. Okay, so, and we see that with the Knight of Cups. It's like, I want to offer more, or I want to see more from them, something of this, trying to attract more attention with the Star card, but I'm not getting the attention 100 the way I thought this was going to go. So it does feel like it's still a little challenging. Let's put it that way. Okay, so this routine is still a little challenging. It needs to still break a little. It needs to break, right? So it does feel like the boundaries, we're breaking through boundaries, but the boundaries are still, and there's also this thing, we're afraid of getting hurt again, right? So that could be one of the things as well. I want all of this, but it does feel like it does have a little ups and downs, but I don't want to, I am holding back a bit. I do see that. Okay. Overall, though, yeah. The overall message of the situation is the Magician. So it does look like your manifestation and the way that things are taking action will go your way in the end with the Wheel of Fortune again. So wow, from the Wheel of Fortune to the Wheel of Fortune. So it just feels like it's going to be a time-based thing, right? Everybody needs to really get on 100% the same page. I think this is a lot about being in a comfort zone, being comfortable with each other again, right? Because no matter how much we forgive, no matter how much regrets we have, there's still going to always be this piece of, ooh, I just hope it didn't happen last time. Try not to hold on to that, right? Because we don't want today to be tomorrow, right? And when we hold on to past, it becomes that we can actually manifest what happened in the past into the present. So we don't want to hold on to those things, but you don't want to forget what happened though either, right? But we don't want to hold on to that. You don't want to say, You know, I'm not going to forget what happened because learning lessons are learning lessons. But I don't want to hold so tight to, God, what if they do that all over again? Try not to think about that, right? Try not to think about that. Just try to think, you know what? They did that yesterday. They weren't grown. Today they're grown. So we're just going to pray for a better tomorrow, right? Everything's going to be fine. Trying not to be too mindful about holding on to those things, okay? Natural human instincts to do so, but you don't want to self-sabotage the situation, right? That's kind of like that relationship thing, you know? Exes. I say it all the time. Don't want to put Steve into Greg's shoes, right? I understand what happened to Steve with you and Steve, but don't make him into Greg. And even if you're dealing with the same person, because people change, right? So you don't want to do that too much. So it's all about discipline, right? I can accomplish what I set my mind to. It's all about just having that discipline on the way things are and making sure that everything stays very honest within the situation, right? I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself, right? But you also are just, you know what? Let's just keep the happiness going, right? Keep that happiness going. Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.